Hello guys, if you like my awesome gaming videos, my programming and web development courses, my editing courses and editing videos, and my tech talks and tech guidance, then you can consider subscribing to my channel and click on this bell icon to stay connected with me all the time. So welcome back to my channel guys. So in this particular video, I'm going to create how to add a create functionality in Laravel so that you can upload all of the information of your particular projects to your database. Okay, we'll create database integration, create our main projects, and add our model relationship, and create a lot of awesome stuff in this particular video. Okay, so our main crudes C is starting from now, which we're gonna go create. Okay, so I hope you watched my previous content where I showed all the things that we cover. So let's go and let's build our application. Okay, so we have a lot of projects. You can go to my GitHub pages. As you can see, Laravel portfolio app, where I will take a lot of references of this code because I don't want to remember everything. I just created an awesome portfolio app which you can get for free if you go to my this link I will give in the description. So first you need to create a Laravel YouTube series. For my YouTube series I'm creating it, and here as you can see I'm using Windows 11, so the UI of my operating system is a little bit different, so it doesn't matter. So here I'm going to open my terminal. This is my Windows terminal here. And here what I'm gonna do, as you can see in the current directory, Laravel YouTube series. So before you create your application, okay, one thing you need to do is go to Composer. Okay, you need to have a Composer installed. As you can see, you need to download the Composer. If you click on this composer setup.exe, you have a Composer setup file, and install it in your PHP file. Okay, make sure I will show you one more thing. Wait. And go to your XAMPP. As you can see, my XAMPP is installed on my projects drive, which is G drive. You may have different drive. Okay, you need to install your Composer, this one, okay, in PHP file here. So this is the path you will install your Composer. So I already have it, that's why I can show you guys now. But when you install this Composer, you need to redirect that your Composer install in this PHP file. Okay, so your PHP should be incorporated with your Composer. So this is very, very important. Then what you need to do, I also write some Laravel startup. You need to install Composer and set up on PHP directory. This is our first step to create a Laravel project. You need to have a Composer to work with Laravel. So Composer global require Laravel installer. If you create this command, Composer global require Laravel installer, it will install Laravel to your computer. Okay, so you'll have access to Laravel. So first you need to install Composer in your XAMPP, and then you need to just write Composer global require Laravel installer. Okay, you just write it in your command line. Our third step is Laravel new block. This is your application name, and this is the command to create a new project in Laravel. And you go to that particular block and you run php artisan serve, and it will serve the local environment of your website. So very simple. First you need to write here. Okay, so here in the YouTube series I'm going to create a new project using Laravel new, and our project's name should be YouTube-projects app. YouTube projects app. Okay, so this is our YouTube projects app. We're going to create everything that we need, all the functionality. Okay, don't worry, I will upload everything after I complete all the sections and all the part that you need to know. Okay, I will create every single part one by one and upload into the YouTube, and finally we're going to upload all the code to the GitHub. Okay, Laravel new YouTube projects app. So this is actually for YouTube, that's why I'm naming it YouTube projects app, and it will take a little bit of time, so don't worry, and I'll skip it out, and when it comes I will write all the code for you guys. So as you can see, it's completed. Our application is saved successfully. Application is ready. You can build something amazing. You can see Laravel YouTube series, where I have in the Laravel YouTube series, I have YouTube projects app. I'm going to right click on it. Okay, and I'm going to open this, just show more options. I'm going to open it with code. Here I'm going to click on terminal and new terminal. So as you can see, we are in this directory, YouTube projects app. Perfect. So these are all the things that you need, and make sure you have XAMPP installed. Okay, otherwise it will not work. XAMPP control panel, need to start the Apache and the MySQL. Okay, because we're going to work with our database as well. Okay, So this is our project structure. YouTube projects, we have app and we have HTTP in the controllers. As you can see, we have normal controller. Don't worry, we'll create every single controller and understand what controller is. We'll understand what the model is, because this is MVC pattern. As you know that Laravel follows MVC pattern, which is model view controller. Okay, model handles all the thing that is creating your model, database representation, tables, everything, and the relations of it. That one, like we have our projects, and projects have a category. The category have different tables, and the projects have different tables, and controller handles everything, that all the logics, and show every information, send all the information to your templates. Okay, so templates are what are the thing. So templates are the thing that you show all of your information. So if you go to the resources and go to views, and views are the information that you need to show all the information that is coming from the controller, will send all the information to the views. So our controller is this one, which is C, and this is for the M for models, and this is for the view. And our URL routing, we have a routes folder, as you can see. So main thing is web.php. So this is the main route folder that we can have. Okay, so don't worry, it is very simple, very easy. These are the main thing that we need. And if you want to add any CSS, you can add CSS, JavaScript, and everything that you need here from sources, and same as well in public. So we'll configure every single thing one by one and very easily. And if you go to the .env, here we have a database integration. You can have database MySQL, you have a host, you have a port name, and you have a database name, and you have a root and password. So let us create a new database for it. Okay, so we're gonna create a new database, phpMyAdmin. Okay, if we go to the phpMyAdmin, so this is the database, okay, that we're gonna create. So first we need to have a database name, which is YouTube Laravel project DB. So this is our project name, YouTube Laravel project. Okay, so you can copy everything, okay, and create. Okay, so our main structure of our database is created. So as you can see, so YouTube Laravel project DB is created, and we're gonna copy the same name to here. This is our Laravel database name. This is finished. This is okay. Just save it, control save it, and it would be okay. So our database integration is done. Now what you need to do, you need to create your models, migrations, everything that you need. So as you know, in the main screenshot we have, suppose here. So these are the normal structure that we need to have an image, we need to have a title, we have a category, we have a GitHub link, YouTube link. So all the things that you need, these are the main structure of your projects. Okay, so these are the main things that you need. And when you click on it, suppose when you click on it, you can go to its detail. Okay, you can go to its detail and show all the information in a dynamic page with URL. So we'll create everything of it here as well. So first we need to create all the models for our application. So before I create any models and controllers, what we need to do is to add our Bootstrap to our application. Okay, so to add Bootstrap, you need to go and write some command. First is composer require Laravel UI. You can copy this thing and just paste it here. Okay, composer require Laravel UI. So to work with Bootstrap, you need to write all those commands, which is really important for the Laravel. So the setup is little bit, it will take a little bit of time, but when you get used to it, it is very simple. And then you need to write PHP artisan UI Bootstrap. So copy this command and paste it here, PHP artisan UI Bootstrap. So it will scaffolding our Bootstrap to our Laravel application. Then you can clear it out and write PHP artisan UI Bootstrap auth, because our PHP application or the PHP projects, we have a authorization, we have authentication like login registration by default. We don't need to create it like any Django or any other, or Node.js, any other web framework. It is coming by default. But in the Laravel, we have it normal dynamic authorization or authentication system with login registration as well. So these are really simple. And you need to write npm install. Okay, so make sure you have npm package install as well, otherwise it will not work. So it is working perfectly. So as you can see, it's done. And what I need to do, the last step, npm run dev. Okay, so let's go and write npm run dev. So as you can see, in the first try it will fail, but you will write it again, npm run dev 2 times. And as you can see, it's working perfectly. Compile successfully, and Laravel mix is added. So these are the things that you need really badly. So it has created 2 files for us. If we go to the resources, we have css file, app.css file, into js, and we have everything. In the views we have authorization. As you can see, we have login system as well is added. As you can see, the full login system is added. We have the registration system is added. As you can see, its registration system is added, and everything, and password authorization, authentication like email reset, and then everything that you need is created. Now let me show you what it creates. So you're gonna write to open the server php artisan serve. Okay, so it will serve our main application, and you just copy this particular link. Okay, and here you can paste it out. Okay, so this is our main project, so drag it on the left side. If you go, as you can see in the right hand corner, you have a login and registration. If you click on registration, as you can see, we have a complete registration system. You can register yourself. Okay, you have a name, email, password, and it will register. And if you are logged in, if you click on login, as you can see, login, registration, all the things that you need is already added by those 4 commands. Okay, so this is a really handy features that Laravel has. It creates automatically your login, your registration very simply, very easily, but just writing all those 4 commands. First you need to create composer equal Laravel UI, and for UI component, and then it will add Bootstrap to the artisan to your Laravel application, and then you write php artisan UI bootstrap auth. It will create the login, registration functionality and all the Bootstrap classes that you need, and it will add everything, and it will install npm install and npm run dev to add the Laravel mixing. Okay, so these are all the 5 commands which is very important in every Laravel projects. Almost every Laravel projects you need that. So I will mainly focus on creating your web application rather than designing. In the last section, almost in the last part, we're gonna work with our design. Okay, so mainly we're work on our development purpose here. So development is the thing that is most important. So this make the servers running here. We're gonna create another shell, okay, so that we can run more commands. So let's remove this thing. These are the controllers that we need, and go to the models. So first we need to create a model. Okay, so database representation. So for that we need to write php artisan. So I hope you will see that perfectly. Make model. Okay, php artisan make model. This is how you create our model, and our model name should be project. Okay, because we create a bunch of projects as like a portfolio website. Okay, so we need to create a model called projects, and here we're gonna create -m. It will create a migration folder, okay, for your database. So first we need to create our model which using php artisan make model, and our model name is project. It can be products, it can be post. In my case it's project, and -m for migration folder. As you can see, model created successfully and migration folders created successfully. We have 2 things. As you can see, it is added, it is project. This project is our main model, okay, that is connect with our database. And then we have a particular database section. In the migration section we have a create project table. This is our project. As you can see, by default it says in the plural, which is projects, and it has id and the timestamp by default. Here it is a little bit different than the Django. In the Django we create every single data fields, model fields in the projects table, but here we don't need to specify, do anything. We just specify all the fields name here and nothing else. Our main work would be in the migrations folder. That's why the creating migration is so important in Laravel. So keep in mind, keep that, you make sure your mind is cool and everything is cool, and let's work with our cool projects. So here we just need to create our application. So first we have our ID. Okay, so first we have our ID. Then what we need is string, we have, suppose in our projects have a particular title. Okay, our projects definitely have a title. Then what we need, table, and then we need a particular image. Okay, so before that we need a description, which is long text. Long text is for our description, and here we write our, okay, so this is for our full description, and we will show our description in our main page. When you click on particular project, it will show all the full description that we need. Okay, long text. And then we're gonna create our table for images. For image, we can take a string, suppose. Okay, so we can name it anything like thumbnail. This is our project thumbnail. We have title, description, project thumbnail, and then what we need. And if we go there in the picture, we have title, image, and we have our thumb category, our video, GitHub link, and YouTube link. GitHub link and YouTube link. Okay, so you're gonna create table, and in the string format, I'm gonna write GitHub link. Okay, so make it everything smaller. So GitHub link, and then we need table and string, and this is for YouTube link or any video link. And the GitHub link, YouTube link is important, and thumbnail is important because of the pictures. And one more information which I can add in the particular projects, that what you learned. Okay, so you can add it here, that skills that you need to create this particular projects. Okay, so you can have all of your skills, you can show here what you have needed to make this kind of project. You can add it in your portfolio as well. So skills section is important. Title, description, thumbnail, GitHub link, YouTube link, skills section is important. And then we need a category, but in this particular project I can't add category because category is totally different table, and we're going to add it using our foreign keys, everything like that, because that's why we need our relationship, and we'll understand relationship very well, very perfectly. So creating our main model is very important. So keep in mind that be patient and wait and understand every single concept one by one. Don't be hurry, and read your documentation, read what I wrote here, and watch my GitHub content. As you can see, if we go there, you can see all the things that you need. If you go to the database, you can go to the migrations. You can learn every single thing to your projects. As you can see in my raw portfolio project, first I created the project, then I created the category table. So they are two different things. Okay, then you're gonna add category ID to your projects table. Okay, so these are the main thing that you need to. You can go to my GitHub pages and learn about this thing as well, because this is the way I will work. Okay, first we're gonna create projects table, then you're gonna create category table, and then add all of those things together in a merge field. Okay, so these are all the things that you need. So you can push this using PHP artisan migrate. So as you can see, migration is done. All the thing that you wrote here would be go into your main database file here. So these are the main database localhost. It will host everything there. So don't worry, there will be a little bit of sound because there is a huge raining out there. I hope you guys will understand the problem of making tutorials at night, and there is some problems. And if you go to the projects here, so I forgot to save everything, so that's why it's not working. So for that you need to write clear PHP artisan migrate rollback. So if you write PHP artisan migrate rollback, it will roll back everything that you have sent to the database. As you can see, it is rollbacking, and you can write PHP artisan migrate again to send all of the information, because I didn't save that file. So now I think it will work. As you can see, it's working perfectly. So you already learned how to roll back everything. If you have some problem with your database, with your migration, you can just write PHP artisan migrate rollback. It will roll back everything, and then you can migrate it again if you have some changes or any problem with it. But make sure that your data would be related. Okay, so ID, title, description, thumbnail, GitHub link, YouTube link, skills, created it and updated it. Okay, and then we're gonna add the category as well. So go to our main application here. So guys, that's done perfectly. And for each particular tables, like the projects table or all the fields, the attribute that I have written here, and make sure I'm just checking the thumbnail is a string or not. Okay, you need to just check everything, because as you know, this is very sensitive information. And you can use text for the description as well. I just use long text, that doesn't matter. And for category ID, we're gonna use the integer. Okay, and this line as well is so important. Yeah, as you can see, our project thumbnail is a string. You can use a string like that, and this is a long text. So it's working perfectly. Now we need to create our controller. For every single model, we need to create our controller. So this is very important. So PHP artisan make controller, and it is admin panel controller. So admin projects controller. So it is admin projects controller -- resource. If you write -- resource, it will create all the functions for you automatically. So you need to write PHP artisan make controller admin projects controller, because we're gonna create this for the admin projects, and the projects is our main model name. So we're creating our controller for our projects. Okay, and -- resource is for creating all the functions. I'll write it here. As you can see, admin projects controller, it has index function, create function, store function, show function, edit function, update function, and delete function, or the destroy. So all of the code functionalities created, functions are created. You can add simply your logics here, and it will work just fine. For index, showing all the information in a table, is this one. For showing every information, for creating all the information, you will use this function. For storing information in the database, you will use this function. So in this particular video today, we're gonna work with the store function, because this is the function where we store everything to the database. And then we need to create our new model, which is for category. Let's write it. So PHP artisan make model, and its name should be category. Its name should be category, because each project will have its different category. Okay, write category -m, PHP artisan make model category -m to create a migration. So as you can see, it is created a category model for us. Category model is created successfully, and our migration folder, as you can see, the migration, if you go to database migration, is also created a category. But in the category, we don't need so many fields. We just need an ID of the category, and what you're going to do it, and table, and it should be a string type, and it should be category name. Category will have its name and its timestamp. So then we need to create a model. So PHP artisan make, sorry, it should be controller, PHP artisan make controller, it is admin category controller -- resource to create all the functions. Right, make controller admin category controller, so that we can write the code functionality for category also, because we want to add more category, we want to add delete category. So this is the two functionality very important, adding and deleting the category. So -- resource. Okay, so we have wrote the admin projects controller, admin category controller. As you can see, it's created successfully. So we created projects controller, category controller to handle all the category thing, project controller to handle all the functions for the projects, and we have the two models for the category and the projects, and have our two migrations where we wrote all the properties in the database. Okay, that represents our database. Then we have category. So we have two migration for category and the projects, and each of them has their own models, category and projects, and each of them has their controller. So controller model is created perfectly with the migration. So next part is our adding the information. So we need to create a functionality so that we can have a form that lets us adding all the information to the database properly. Okay, so this is the main thing. So we need to go to the admin category controller and create a functionality so that we can do that. So for that, let me remove everything and remove everything here. We don't need those junk. So here we're going to create every single thing. Here we'll store all the tables on the information, but this is for the second part. And first we're going to work with the create. So here we're going to write new function to create everything. So we need to add HTML pages of the blade template so that we can add our information to the database. So from the using the form. So for that we need to go to views here, and the views have their own layouts, and here you need to create a new folder and its name should be admin. Okay, so in the admin project you can name it admin projects. Okay, and in the admin project you're gonna have a new file to create underscore project dot blade dot php, because this is a blade template. This is not raw PHP. Make sure that it is very, very important. You have created a folder for the for doing all the work of the admin panel of the project. Okay, so first we need to create a template which is create project.blade.php. So here this is the file structure name that you need to use, the blade.php, for any Laravel projects. Okay, so this is creating, and then we're going to create more files. Okay, and then we have the index.blade.php where we'll show all the information in the table format. Okay, and then we have in one more thing that we need to write, which is edit underscore project.blade.php. Edit project, create projects, and index page. So these are all the things that we need for normal admin work. Okay, okay, so create project HTML pages. Here we're gonna write any HTML, and this is to create projects, and here you need to add your Bootstrap. Make sure that you have it, and for that I'm gonna go to my GitHub pages and add everything from here, because I need to work it really fast for the tutorial, guys, and you know that. And if you're gonna go to resources, and here you're gonna go to views, nabs, we have our layouts, we have our auth. Let's go to layouts and go to base. Okay, it have the navbar, it has content, it has screen section. This is the normal thing, and what we need to do, we need to add our Bootstrap. Okay, and our CSS at the URL css/app.css. okay, so these are two things that is super important. We can copy these two things and paste it in our main projects. So first is the Bootstrap, and second, this is the template string that I need to write. In the URL, I need to write /css app.css. So this CSS app.css. So we're linking our main project CSS file. As you can see, whatever CSS you write here would be shown in this particular pages. So we just linked here. So this is super important. Now if you write anything like h1 and you have a class which is text center, and this is to create project, this is in the admin panel. Okay, so if you write everything create project in the admin panel, so how can we go to this particular template, okay, in our Laravel projects? So for that you need to go to the web.php here in the route section in the web.php. Okay, so in the web.php you can just delete everything. You don't need all of those things. So here we're gonna write router.get. Here you're gonna write your URL, and this URL name should be admin/project/create. okay, admin/project/create. Here you're gonna need to write this thing. Okay, here you're gonna write this total logic. You can delete this thing and paste it here. App HTTP controller, this is for Laravel 8, so we are using Laravel 8, so that's why you need to write it like that. But previously it was completely different. Okay, so you need to write, go to admin, go to projects, go to create, where I want to show the create files. Okay, where I want to show this form. Okay, so here you're going to go to the, it's not going to the home controller, it's going to the projects controller, admin projects controller. So you need to write it this one, admin, as you can see, admin projects controller. Okay, so make sure that you're gonna install everything. You just Laravel, you just write Laravel extension package, extension As you can see, you need to install everything like Laravel extension package, everything. Okay, so that's why I'm writing here like this way, so that it comes everything by your suggestion. Okay, so that's why it gives our suggestion, because I installed that Laravel extension package. Okay, this will help your development really fast. And here you need to go to which function. You need to go to the create function. If you go to the admin/project/create, this route, it will connect this function, create function, and its name should be admin.create. So this is our first function, and this is the dynamic route we're gonna write. So sorry, it is route.get, it's not router.get. And you need to add auth facets. So if you go to Google and you're gonna search Laravel auth facet. So this one, Laravel auth facet. You're gonna go there, authentication, and here in the Laravel section. So as you can see, if you go to the Laravel docs, you need to use Illuminate support facet auth and just paste it here. So Laravel works like this way. It will use every single thing, like it has route. That's why you can route to this particular URL. It will show all the functionality that you want to create. And you need to use this facets auth to work with any authentication like login registration. You need to add that thing, otherwise you will have an error. So just Google everything what you need and go to the documentation, and you can add all the things that you need. Okay, so your main particular projects. So I think it will work really perfectly if we go to this particular URL and of the admin projects, and if we hit the create function, it will give us the form. Okay, so if we go there, and you need to go to so this is for admin projects controller. So here we're gonna write return view. It will return us any view, and which view we want to go. We need to go to the admin project/create project. So what it does, when you hit this create function, it will go to admin project. So admin project is in the view, so it will go to the admin project folder. You can name it any name that you want, and for my particular projects, I'm creating admin project because this is for the admin panel of the projects, and go to the create project.blade.php. So you just name it create project. So here you will go. So if you have multiple directory, you can get multiple directory like create project dot this one. So I don't need that. This is very simple, admin projects, and then we go to create project.blade.php. So this is the name that you need. If you go to the edit page, you just write admin project dot edit projects, and for the index, this is for index. So simple, because we are not working on our index pages still now, because we need to add all the information first to the database. Then in the second part, we're going to do that. So let's work with this file over create. So this is return or the view of our create projects. So now we can go to this particular URL web.php, and we need to go to the admin projects.create. Let me see if it's work or not. I don't know if it is working or not, but let's try. So this is our main application. So let me go to the admin projects create. As you can see, it's working perfectly. It's super. As you can see, it's working perfectly. And let me give us some margin top of 5 so that it looks a little bit better. So this is a normal Bootstrap for text center and margin top. And if you save that thing, as you can see, to create a project, here you can add any HR for the ruler. Okay, you can add this thing and save it. As you can see, you can create projects from here. And here you're gonna add a form. You need a form, but don't worry, I already added all the form. And you can go to the Bootstrap. Okay, you can go to the Bootstrap and go there and get started. And here go to the Bootstrap form like that. Very simple. And you can use input group, form control. Let's go to form control, and you can add any, this is for text area, this is for email or any other thing. You can customize it later, whichever you want, but I'm not going to do that because I already have it in my GitHub pages. And this is for the projects, and this is for the create projects. and here already have it. As you can see in the title, we have added, we have a create project page, and then we have a just normal form to upload an image, project title, description, and video link, all of the things that you need. So we're gonna reference everything that we need. Just copy the whole div. You can copy the whole div from here. You can copy whole div from here and copy this thing and paste it right here. So this is very simple thing, and you're gonna just open this out, and I don't need that category section this particular moment. Okay, so its button is type button success. This will give you a green button, and its type is submit. When you click on this add project, the functionality to add information to the database will be route. As you can see, if we go to the admin projects store function, if we click on that, it will upload all the information from this contact form or this projects form to our main database, so which is awesome. And make sure your method is post, otherwise it will not work, because you are uploading some information to the database. And if you have image or files, then you must have to include int type multi-part form data. So these are the three things. First, you need to which route will trigger the function to add all the functionality to the database. Then which method, it is post method. And if you want to add any files or images, you need to add int type multi-part form data. This is important. First, we will take a div of class container justify content center, and you need to add this line, which is CSRF, as you can see. So first I need to remove this thing. Okay, I don't need to add this thing because I didn't create that route function. So we can write it hash. Okay, and skip it multiple form data. First we need to have an image upload, and it should have a file type name, and name should be thumbnail, because this is our main name of our main database. Okay, so if we go to the database section, here our name is thumbnail. You can copy this particular name, thumbnail, and paste it here. Okay, so this is super important. Add a thumbnail. Then we're gonna have to have a title. Okay, we need to have a title. So this is the title, and this is the title, and then we have description, GitHub link, YouTube link, and then we have a description. You can just remove it, and this is description, and this is for project description. And then we have a GitHub link and video link, and I just wrote it like YouTube link. Okay, so this is the YouTube link, and you can copy this thing again. Sorry, you can copy the text area and copy her whole thing, and here you can press under the video link. Okay, you can paste the skills that you acquired, skills required to create this particular projects. Okay, so here add projects skills, you're gonna remit skills. So by the way, if you are learning Laravel, I hope you know the HTML CSS really well. So you don't have any problem, because you are learning Laravel here, not any junk thing. Okay, skills, video link, YouTube link, projects description, title, images, 1 2 3 4 5 6 field, and let me check, 1 2 3 4 5 6 link. The ID is auto generated, and you don't need to worry about the date and time created. Okay, so in the text area we have our skills, and in the normal form group, and for text area our name is description, and YouTube link, GitHub link, and this is normal description, and this should be named as skills. Okay, so skills are the name in our database. Okay, so we need to make sure it is skills as well. It will work perfectly. So if we go to the create projects and save it, as you can see, we have our image uploading technique. You can upload any images you like, and we have our project's title, we have our project description. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, we have a project description. You can just make it smaller and bigger, and this is our project GitHub title. You can add a project GitHub, you can add any particular video link, and you can add a skills section. Okay, so this is a skills section that we're gonna add, that which skills required to make this particular projects. Okay, you can add short description here, which is really nice. You can add a rich text editor later, but I will add rich text editor later, but not in this particular video. So we'll add a little bit more features and add all those functionality one by one. So don't worry, I will cover everything, every single thing that you need to know, which is in a very short time. Add projects from here. So here I need to add margin top of 2 and margin bottom of 5. Oh, let me see how it goes. Yeah, we need a margin bottom. So add projects is like that. We can add our projects information from here. This is for the admin. Adding form is done. So we need to create the functionality so that if we hit on this add project, all the information that we add from here will go into our database. Here we will show everything. So this would be our final. So this is the content that we need for our part 1. So as you know, we need to add a new type category ID to our particular project. So each particular project should have its category. So we need to add it very simply, very easily here. I know guys, you guys can do that, but let me add it here. I'm gonna add a new thing, which is table, and it should be like integer field. Okay, it is integer field. Make sure it is integer, and its name is category underscore ID. Okay, its name should be category underscore ID, and it is unsigned. It is unsigned because it cannot be minus. Okay, it cannot be minus. It is only plus values, and it should be index. Okay, category ID. So so I need to reference my particular code here to database. If you go to the migration folder, if you go to the create projects table, as you can see, if I zoom in, it has table, integer type, and the category ID. So these are the category ID that we need. So if we go there, and if we go to category table, okay, so let me add one more thing. Okay, so we're gonna write it here, but for now you need to migrate one more thing, which is our category table. Our category table is not migrated, so PHP artisan migrate. So our category table, as you can see, is going to the database. As you can see, now we have our categories, and it has particular ID and its name, so it's perfect. So now I can write this particular line and go to the GitHub and table integer category ID. So you just write it here. It is integer type category ID, and it is unsigned because it cannot be minus. It's only plus 1 2 3 4 like that index. So its category ID would be connected to our main projects table. Okay, and how can we connect that? Okay, so we need to find it out, which is very important knowledge. And we can add table foreign category ID references on ID on category. So what it says that you go to the categories table and take its ID and join that with our foreign table in the projects table category ID field. So category ID field would be connected using the categories tables ID. Okay, so that's why you get the category ID in this project. So this is the foreign attribute, and this is the main attribute of our category table, which is ID, and we're connecting it with this line. So just copy whole line. So this is very important. Okay, inside the particular function here. So table, this is, we have a foreign field of category ID, and this category ID is actually this one, because our project table don't have category ID yet. We're referencing the ID of the category table, so that's why we join all those together, projects and categories together. Okay, so this is very important. One more thing, we need to add category ID to projects. So add category ID to projects. So this is very important. You need to migrate add category to ID to projects, otherwise it will not work. You need to migrate that. Be careful. Okay, you need to write these 2 lines. So we need to migration of one more important thing. So how can we migrate that? Go to Google and Laravel Add Migration, only one column. Okay, add a new column to existing table. So in my existing table here, we need to add, let me go back. So if we go to the projects, so this is our existing table. We need to add a category ID to that particular projects table. Otherwise it will not work. So for that, we're just finding our function that one need to do. You can write for the PHP plus users, you can use Laravel 5 plus user, which is 6, PHP artisan make migration, add users table to this one. So we can write everything here. We can copy this thing, paste it here. So here we need, our main table name is projects. Okay, so add category ID, add category ID, add category ID underscore to projects table, projects. Okay, so this is important. So we need to write PHP artisan make migration to projects. Okay, so this is should be projects table, add category ID, this particular category ID to projects table, and table that should be projects. Okay, so make sure that the line is perfectly done. PHP artisan make migration, add category ID to projects table, and that this table is equal to projects. Save it. As you can see, we have new category ID to the projects table is created. Now what you need to do, you need to go to these pages and you can write here. You can write anything, but if you go to our main here, you can write schema table. You can right click here and here. Okay, it should be table and it should be string. What you need to write? Category ID. So this is the field would be added to our projects table in the database. Simple. Just add it. And then what you need to write? Table drop down category ID. Okay, table drop down category ID. If your projects table is down, the category ID should be down as well. And add the particular category ID, as it is a string and I think it is in integer. Okay, make sure it's integer, as well as here it is integer, and here also it is integer. So I think it's working perfectly fine, no problem whatsoever. Now I can migrate the artisan migrate. So our migration is done. So now we can check if everything is working perfectly. So before that we didn't add any category ID, but now we have added a new category ID. Now let's check. As you can see, we have a new category ID added, because in the migration file we added the category ID and it's unsigned, and we just referenced our category ID with the references on our categories table ID. So our two connections of two different table is done. So this is a little bit of hectic into Laravel, but I think once you do one or two more projects, it is really simple. Just you need to configure everything properly. I need to add a new migrations for it. As you can see, new migration. If you have more tables, if you add one more category ID for comments, you need to do the same thing for here. Okay, simply as it is. So I'm creating this project not only for one project, for many projects you can create. It's just simple. And for one more thing, what you need to do in the go to the category section, you need to write protected fillable. Just delete all of this thing. Just write protected and write fillable. Sorry, it should be fillable, and it's just the name of the field, because category model has only one attribute and its name is name. Okay, simple. You can just copy the same thing and paste it in the projects, and the projects model also do the same thing. And it has a title and it has a thumbnail. Okay, and it has a description, and then it will have a GitHub link, and then we have a YouTube link, and all the fields that we necessary. So a title, description, a GitHub link, YouTube link, skills. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So these are the skills, and then we need a category underscore ID. So these are all the fields. The ID should not be right here because it is auto generated, but you need a category ID. So that's why you connected your category table with the projects table. So this is very, very important. One more important thing, if you go to the models of the projects and the category, you will see a little bit of difference in the code. So if we go our main projects, raw Laravel portfolio website, and if we go to the app, and here we have a models, and the models we have a projects models, and as you can see, public function category, because each project should have its category. Okay, so go to the project, and I want to know which category the project is. So for that you need to go to the project and then connect with the category attribute, and then you have the category. So it will return this belongs to the particular category, because each project belongs to particular category. So to know about more, if we go to the Laravel documentation, and you need to write Laravel model relation. Okay, Laravel model relation. So eloquent relationship. Here we'll learn many things, one-to-one, one-to-many, and because each category we can have many projects. So it is, suppose we have a user model, and user has a phone. So this dot returns that this particular user has a phone attribute. So has phone attribute, as you can see, has one. So you can find user.find a phone. So for that, to find the query, you can add this kind of thing. And we have more thing. Okay, so phone. So phone, some people will use the phone. Obviously, you know that. So we need to write public function user, and this belongs to that particular user. This phone belong to that particular user. Obviously, this phone belongs to that particular user, and each project belongs to this particular category. So we'll do the same thing. So we can use the same logic here. So documentation is really handy for any logic. So we need to write simple function, public function, and it should be category, because each project has its own category. So it belongs to some category. So you have to write public function category. This is some normal function that we're gonna return. This belongs to, you can write belongs to, because each projects, okay, belongs to particular category. It belongs to category, and you can write app slash model slash category. Okay, so it belongs to, it will go to the app models and go to category, and this category is the same name as the model. Make sure that it must have to be like that. So it belongs to app slash model slash category, because each project belongs to category. Okay, very simple, very easy. If you have multiple things that it belongs to, suppose you can copy this thing. Suppose here I'm gonna write public function, this project belongs, this project has a lot of comments. You can have comments, comment section, and this comments, and this belongs to, and it would be changed to has many, belongs to has many, as you can see this one. So if you have multiple comments, like here in the documentation, because each post may have multiple comments. So here each project may have multiple comments. So this should be has many. So this many, and it should be comments model. Okay, so each project, if it has multiple comments, this has many comments. You can write, suppose here in the projects it has many comments relationship. You can write it like this way, but I don't need that. I just need the category, because each project, it belongs to category. So it is very important for the query thing. And as you can see, we find every single post, and we need to get all the comments of the post where title of this and first one. So that's how we can get all the comments, as you can see. So this is very important to getting all the comments for the particular projects or the particular post in the query section. And if you want to find the category of the particular project, you need to write like this way, $project, and go to the category field, and here you're gonna go to category name. It will give us the project category. So to get that information, you need to have a relationship like that. Okay, So this is very important. When we go further in this particular project, I think you will learn a lot. So these are the really hectic things that you need to know. But if you really just understanding all the concept, everything is super simple, super easy. There is nothing complex at all. You just need to just create the functionality. That's it. We have the category information. Now we can just add the category logic here, because in the category we can add some category here. So if we go to the categories table, we need to add some category. So if we insert some category here, and suppose this is for Laravel project, you can add any Laravel project like that. Okay, so save it and import one another, and let's go to Django and save it and insert, and then we have a React project. Okay, we can click go, and then we're gonna insert full stack project. We can select go. So these are all the thing. If we go to the structure section now and browse, as you can see, we have each ID and its name. We have Laravel, Django, React, full stack, all the thing that we want. So these are the categories, and then we're gonna connect this thing with our main database of our projects, our category. Okay, so now it's done perfectly from our database and information, because we didn't create any logic to add the create category yet. Okay, so we're just creating category for our the information of our main projects thing. Our resources and views, and here we're gonna go to our admin projects, and here we have create projects page. We should add this thing, our category. Gonna copy this thing and we're gonna paste it in create projects. So beneath it, so skills, and these are the categories. So this is for showing all the category. So label for category, and it should have a particular ID, and this ID will represent in the database with this category ID. Okay, so you need to populate all the categories here. So this is the beginning. So we need to populate all the categories in this select functionality on the drop down, as you can see. So it uses using the for each loop categories as category, and just we need to populate all the category ID using these two curly braces. This is how you write any attribute value, okay, in a dynamic templates. So into blade template, you need to add it like this way. Similar to Django, we also use the two curly braces, and the category name and the category ID we populate using the for each loop. And the simple, we need to just go to our create function. So admin project. So in the create function, we need to do one more thing. We need to import use app/model/category. So we need to import that thing. So imported that, and in the create we need to pass those in some information. Suppose we need to write like categories. And what it does, if we just hit on this function create, it will get all the categories from the database. So we need to go to the category /all, give me all the categories, and send those categories using the compact. Just write compact, and here you need to write categories. So what it's saying that return a view and go to the admin project.create project page and send this information using the context. So we are passing context from the controller. So controller is working as the main thing that we get all the information from the database by querying everything. Okay, and when you hit the function of create and send all the information that we get from the categories table and send this all the information as a variable categories. Okay, so this variable is this variable, and pass all the information to the create project page. So if we go to the web.php, if we go to this page, as you can see, this function admin project controller and create function would be hit, and it will give us a form to add all the information in the database of the projects. So if we click on this and we go to the create function, and it will send us to create project page. So this project, the HTML page, would be created, and we'll see all the information of the categories in this table. We have all the like Laravel, Django, React, full stack. So all the category will be populated as a for loop. That's why I need to use for loop for each loop. Okay, and show all the information. So save everything. So this is very simple. Save everything and just see if it is working. So if you just run it, as you can see, Now we have a category drop down. So Laravel, Django, full stack, everything that you need to work on, you can show that thing, and all the information coming from the same database. So everything is working done. We need to just add our main functionality, which will take 2 or 3 minutes. So I think you guys are really passionate and understand and how the programming works and how this awesome Laravel project is working. Store. So store is our main function that will upload all the information. Okay. So here we need to do 2 more things, which is validation. We need to validate some information as well. And here we can reference something. Okay. So don't remember everything, just write how things you need to write. So you can just copy those things. You can category and the projects. We already have a category. We can just write the project. So we have a category. We need to have a category because in our projects controller. Okay, 2 things. So for category, and this is a category, then we need to have a project. And what you need to do here. So these are the main function. So we need to write this dot validate. This will validate everything. It will validate all the requests. Okay. So we are validating all the requests, and one of their name is, we can copy everything because these are the things are almost similar. Copy this thing and make your video really fast. And the title is required, the thumbnail is required, and the description is required. YouTube link. This should be YouTube, not video link. YouTube link. So title, thumbnail, and description, GitHub link, YouTube link. These are the things that is required, and make sure that skills is also required field. Okay. So this should be also be a required field. Okay. So title, thumbnail, description, YouTube link. So let me check it out. So we have a title, we have a thumbnail, we have a description, we have thumbnail, we have GitHub link, we have YouTube link, we have skills. So we have 6 fields. So we have 6 fields here, and category ID. Let me add a category ID as well, and category ID is also required. It is very important because every single project requires a category. So we just make sure it's do that, and it's perfectly done. And after you validate everything, what you need to do, simple, just create a project. So project should be new project. Okay, first we need to validate. So we are validating, then we are creating new instance of the project, or then because we are creating a new project. Then we're gonna check if file is equals to request dot has file, because we are checking if we have any image file. So image file name is thumbnail in our request. Thumbnail should be thumbnail. So let me copy this thing from here, from our, so we're gonna go to the create page, and here our name is thumbnail. So this name would be the main name that we want. You just need to paste it. So if the request has file any images, then we're gonna take a new name variable and combine it with our time file. So this file is containing the image file, request.has file thumbnail. So we gather all the information of the images from our desktop. We just upload information of our images, and we need to combine our time fragment with our file get client original name. So what it does, if we select any particular images, and it will combine the time so that it doesn't get duplicated, and get the file get client original name. We want the original name of the client of the file, and just combine it with our time. And second part we're gonna move the file to the images folder. The name should be this name. Okay, so this is a very simple thing. Sorry, it should be request of file. Okay, because we are requesting any file or any images, and its name is thumbnail. Okay, as you can see, like that, like require file request.file and the thumbnail. Okay, then we're gonna combine the time with the file get client original name. We're gonna get the actual image name and then combine it with our time and save it to variable name. Very simple. And then we're gonna go to the file, move those information, the name of this particular file, okay, and copy this to the projects and copy all this information like name in the images folder. So this is dynamically created an images folder, and we're gonna save the information of our total image file. Okay, and then we're gonna write project, and project have a thumbnail, and in the thumbnail field attribute we need to pass our particular name, and it has all the information that we need. And then this is for the particular image section, so we need to write a comment. This is for image upload. Okay, so this is for image upload. So this is for other fields, so this is for other fields. And what you need to do, you need to write request. Here we have a title, we have a project's title, and it should be request dot title, and then we have a request description. It should be request description. So request description, request title is all coming from this page. So this page, so this title, thumbnail, description. Okay, so these are the exact name that you need to add here: title, description, all of those things. And these are the information that in the database attribute, and these attributes are these attributes. Okay, so you're gonna set all the information that we gather. So give me all the information that we have in the title form and set it to our main database title. Sorry, it should be project. It's project. So don't make mistake. Sometimes it happens when you do just making a tutorial. This is insane. So this is our project's database table title, and save all the information that we have in the request title. And for the description, do the same thing for it. And then we have a project, and then we have which one? We have GitHub link. Okay, and then should be request, and it should be GitHub link, YouTube link, and request YouTube link. And then we're going to go to project, and the project has a skills section and request skills section. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 field, and the last one is the category ID. So you're going to go to project and go to category ID, this one. So category ID should be request category ID. So this category is coming also from this page. So create projects, and here you need to add a category, because we have a select, and select has all of those options. And it has the name of category ID, and it has the ID which name was category ID. So based on this category ID, whichever category I give it in the form, in the drop down list, it will add that thing to our main project. So this category will be passed here and send it to our database. And then we want to write, finally we need to write project, and then to write save. So this is done. So this is all the code that you need. So if we go to the GitHub pages, and then to write this line, you can for the redirect. Okay, so right, so just don't just memorize. You can copy paste everything from the Google, it just doesn't matter. You can write redirect function, so redirect to route admin projects index, but this route is not created. So we are gonna go to admin projects dot create page. So let me check if this route is created. Okay, otherwise this will give us an error. So this is the main route, admin. Okay, sorry, it should be admin project dot create, because we are creating projects. Okay, so this makes perfect sense. So we're gonna go to admin route to that file, admin projects dot create with success. So sessions, we're going to work with sessions later, but now let me create all the functionality first, then we're going to modify, make the UI look beautiful, and make the sessions everything that we need. So this is perfect. So we're going to create all the thing. Okay, so our validation is done, our creating our image uploading technique is done. Okay, and move the images folder, all the thing that you uploaded to the images folder, and just upload the thumbnail with the particular name to the database, and upload the title, description, GitHub link, YouTube link, skills. Everything is done perfectly, I guess, and then we're gonna save it, I think. And just you need to just copy this store function. Store function is needed. You just go to there and just, I think we just copy this thing and paste it here, and make sure it is post. Okay, it is a post, and it should be admin.store, admin.project.store, and this is the store function. And this will work if we go to the only store function, and this function is this function. You have to specify that. If you go to the create, it will go to the create form, and if you go for hit the store function, it will get all the information from and send all the information to the database using the form and the request. Okay, and its name should be admin.projects.store. Okay, storing all the projects to the database. So we're gonna talk about every single here. So it is working perfectly, it is working perfectly. And now we need to go to our create pages. So create pages, we need to add a function action. We need for image upload or file upload, we need to write enc type, and this method is post. But now we just need only one thing, and it is to route admin.projects.store. So you're gonna go to admin.projects.store. If you want to hit this add project, and it will send all the information to the database. I think it will work. And before that, we need to go, let me check it if it is working or not. Okay, then if some problem arises, we're gonna solve this thing. We're gonna upload any images. So we're gonna upload this particular Laravel projects images. Give it a particular name like Laravel YouTube course. Okay, and here you're gonna learn about Laravel MVC pattern. You're gonna learn about templating. You're gonna learn about model relation. You're gonna learn about query system. You're gonna learn about database, and etc. Just give simple description that what you're gonna learn here, and just give it a GitHub link. Okay, so you're gonna write a GitHub link here, portfolio, Robert portfolio. Just copy this GitHub link and paste it here. Okay, so we give any video link here. Okay, so this is my YouTube GitHub link, and so this is my YouTube video link, and this is for GitHub link of this particular app. We just copy this link and make sure it is Laravel, and the category of the skills that we need with our controllers. Then we need to know knowledge about composers. We need to knowledge about npm package, etc. So these are the things that you need: npm package, controllers, model relation, database. So these are the OOP knowledge. So all the knowledge you need here, I just added here. Okay, so all the information is added. Just create add projects. I think it's added because it gives us redirect us to this page again. So as you can see, our is added Laravel YouTube course. Everything is added, and its category ID is 1. And if you go to the category ID of 1, if you go to the category table, and it's Laravel. Okay, so as you can see, if you add different category of project, it will be different category. So our work is perfectly done in just one step, which is really insane, because we took some help from our GitHub projects pages, and it helps a lot. So this is my Laravel raw Laravel portfolio app. You can see all the code for free, no problems whatsoever. So these are all the things that you need to need in the first part of our CRUD application, or just normal PHP application. It is not only for CRUD, for every single application you need to create this kind of thing. You need to create, edit, index, update, all of those things. So that's all for it, guys, today. I hope you guys learn a lot, and in the hopefully you will see the next videos where I'll talk about a lot of awesome things coming up in the near future. In the next part, I'm going to talk about how to edit all this information, update all this information, delete all this information, and then in the next part we have paginations and more stuff and search functionality one by one. So I hope you guys like my videos and subscribe as much as possible, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. I'll be coming in the next video.